All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Chip. Dialed in on the phone, we've got Neil. And tonight we're going to be playing a solo game against four monsters. And it should be exciting. It is a game I will probably lose. I think this is considered our hard mode. I think we had a question in the chat already about whether there's going to be easy, medium, and hard modes for solo play. This is going to be the hard one. All four monsters are going to be in effect, and it's really going to be a challenge for me to manage them as well as to try to score as many points as I can. So like I said, Neil has dialed in. He had to run out of town, but we've got him here on the computer.
So I had a somewhat of a family emergency I had to go attend to. I had to leave town immediately yesterday. I am now back in my home area of South Carolina visiting with my dad, and I didn't want to miss out on the live stream, so we are trying this super ghetto rig where I am dialed in. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and I'm going to be keeping Chip company and helping to answer questions. As soon as I figure out how to look at the chat on my phone, then I will be helping with the chat room and answering questions. So
luckily I can see the chat from here, but I won't be able to read the people that write anything. So we'll have to sort that out. It's a little bit of a debacle tonight, but we will make it happen. We are super excited to be here. We are 2 pledges away from our next stretch goal. So if you have not pledged, please pledge. If you know someone who hasn't pledged, tell them to pledge. Call your mom. Tell her to pledge. We really want to get those 2 pledges.
2 whole pledges. You get a free model. We're going to be unlocking our language support, lending cards. 2 whole pledges. That's all we need.
Yeah.
We can get to it. Seriously, we can get to it tonight. Come on.
Let's do it. This is a telethon now. One of the big questions that was also asked in the chat was, what is the language support going to look like? What are we translating? And so I just wanted to quickly answer that before we jump into the game. We would be translating the rule book, of course, and I'm guessing that we're going to include a translated rule book in every box if we hit this pledge level. The other thing we're going to be translating is the cards, of course, and the strategy cards, which will cover all of the text in the game to make it playable in the language that you've got. We've had amazing support from a number of people who reached out and wanted to help with translation. Awesome. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that. The only other thing to note that we will definitely make the translations printable, and then depending on what sort of critical mass we get in each region, we will look at what's the cost to actually print the full version of the game in those languages. So if you have friends in France, in Germany, in a Spanish-speaking country, please let them know back. And if we get enough people, we will print full games for you to send to those countries. We got some questions. Looks like, wait, did we hit it? Neil.
I'm looking. I'm still trying to figure out how to get to the chat on this mobile version of Kickstarter. It's killing me, man. I'm dying over here, but I will go check right now.
Neil can't tell, but we've actually just hit our stretch goal. Refresh, Neil. Refresh.
I'm refreshing as fast as I can go. Yes, we did.
Woo! $24,000. Dan Hopper, you're the boy. You're our man. Dan, thank you so much for putting us over the line. So now we have language support. We get a free mini in every box. We get linen cards. And there was one other thing. I don't know. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Now let's play this game, and we'll see how hard mode works in solo play. So I'm going to be playing the Ramal Nations. They're kind of my favorite, although I think I'm not very good at them. So we'll see how that goes. Ramal Nations is, if you guys haven't seen one of these streams before, they're a very kind of like hit and run faction. There's a lot of like sneak attacks, smoke bombs. They can teleport across the board. They've got some heroes that are pretty fast. They can ignore difficult terrain. We've got the Feaster of Shutahepa, Asahaba, right here. She is my commander. She is a fortifier, so she's going to gain experience for building, but she also has a special rule called Masochist, where she can do damage to herself in order to increase her attack. So that's going to be one of my kind of secret weapons. We've also got Vraska Hall, the Twin Blades. He is a pretty balanced character, 2 attack, 2 defense, 7 hit points, which is pretty good. But he has a lot of abilities that make him stronger when he needs to be. And then, of course, I think everybody's favorite of Ramal is the little snake, Tanishi Ababi. She is a blood cult assassin, so they are known for their deadliness. They are known around the world, across the land of Indagar, for being one of the deadliest heroes in the game. So I'm looking forward to how this goes. The first thing we need to do is figure out where all of our monsters are going to start. So I figured it'd be exciting to kind of randomly deal them out. I think monster position is going to change how this game plays pretty significantly. We've already got our board laid out. This is our 4-monster hard mode solo board. The monsters are going to start in these corners over here. You'll see my starting position right here. And so we're going to deal out some monsters and see what we get. So let's shuffle these up and see who we're fighting. Monster number 1, the Spirit Walker. So she's going to start in our top left position. That's good. I want her to be pretty far away from me. In the top right, we've got the Enchantress. So Oriana, the Enchantress, she's going to walk directly at the Spirit Well and start trying to blow up the world. Over here in the bottom right, we've got the Blighter. The Blighter. That's going to be interesting because the Blighter being on one of my near sides, she's going to come right after my unrevealed terrain. So I really need to worry about her right off the jump. And that leaves, of course, everybody's favorite, Helgoth, the Marauder. So Helgoth will be right here, up close and personal, ready to start blowing up my houses. Each of the monsters, if you have not watched the stream before, they have the ability to win the game. The Spirit Walker, if they kill me, they will win the game. The Enchantress, if she gets to the Spirit Well and mines it 4 times, she will win the game. The Blighter, if they destroy every revealed resource tile, will win the game. And then the Marauder. The Marauder is looking to blow up every single outpost. If he does so, he will win the game. So there is a lot of stress right now for me. I'm feeling a little nervous. Everybody's going to get to watch me live and in color playing hard mode, solo mode, and we'll see how this goes. So I've got to lay out our tiles, our monsters on those tiles. There we go. Oriana off in the distance. We've got the Blighter on my right and Helgoth on my left. And of course, we've got some demon and archdemon tokens for when we inevitably flip those. So I could be playing against 6 monsters of Indagar. So we've got our board set. I've got tons of chits. I've got tons of cubes. I've got my commander picked out. It's going to be Asahaba. That's going to give me +3 durability to every one of my heroes, which I think is going to be huge. I think I'm going to be riding a fine line of durability in this game. And so because she's my commander, we'll give her that starting defense ability. So off the jump, oh boy, what am I going to do? I think I need to play, I think I'm going to need to play Raid as my chosen strategy. Raid is going to give me an additional +1 movement, and it also allows me to move through impassable and occupied tiles. So this is a really good kind of expansionary strategy to play. It also unlocks my first strategy special ability, which is Sandsea's Shipment, where I can use 1 gold to gain 2 ore, and if I make it more powerful, gain an additional ore or lumber. And so we're going to make that one free.
Of interesting to note here too is that when you're playing, the 2 to 4 player game, it's really difficult. I mean, you got to try hard if the 2 of you or the 3 of you, the 4 of you really let Helgoth or Tijan win the game. You got to help them if you wanted to see that happen. But in the solo mode, that is so much more likely now, right?
Yeah.
Either Helgoth or Tijan can win the game because you don't have a second player running around basically using their activation. So what Chip's fixing to do is he's fixing to get out-activated by monsters, which is that's what makes 4 monsters hard mode, right?
Yeah, no. So I'm going to play a hero, and then they're going to do a lot. And then I'm going to play another hero, and they're going to do even more. So like Neil said, I'm going to be out-activated by them, and it is going to be interesting. But let's kick things off. I've got my resources. We start with 3 gold, 2 lumber, 2 ore. I've got my strategy picked. I've got my commander set. I've got my board deployed. It's time to rock. All right. It's time to rock. So, all right, off the jump, Asahaba is going to activate. I'm going to move her 1 forward. I'm going to spend 2 gold. And I'm going to build an outpost. And I need to do that right away because I know that the Blighter will be coming directly for that tile as soon as she activates.
So I am on the chat now.
Okay, good.
As a true Kickstarter technical fashion, I'm logged in as myself, but the chat thinks I'm logged in as my wife, Kelly. So I'm posting as Kelly right now as opposed to myself.
Hi, Kelly.
Right? So I'm trying to figure out how to slap Kickstarter around now to get it to behave. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing right now.
So Kelly Gilstrap is actually Neil in the chat, ready to answer your questions.
There you go.
So Neil, just to correct me, I have a free turn. I get to activate my second hero before the monsters start, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So with my next hero, I'm going to activate the little snake. Oh, and let me move myself up to 2. So the little snake is my blood cult assassin. I'm going to start exploring a little bit of the world around me. And right off the jump, we get the Maelstrom.
Funny.
So in order to random out the Maelstrom, what did I do with the dice? There we are. So we're going to have to random out which direction I fall out of the Maelstrom. That's one of the things that normally in a multiplayer game you would have the last player deciding in situations like this. Because there's only one player, I'm going to have to roll some dice to see which kind of direction I go out. And so we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I roll, of course, a 6. Second time I roll a 2. So when I leave the Maelstrom, I will go directly forward. Which leads me to a mountain. All right. Off to a good start. So I will have to live in the Maelstrom for 1 more turn. But now it is time to see some chaos. Now it is time to see the Marauder, the Spirit Walker, the Enchantress, and the Blighter come to life to start fighting me. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm freaking out right now. Okay, so the Marauder, his goal, of course, is to go and attack the closest house of mine. And so both my houses are equidistant from him. He's going to go boop, boop, and he's on his way. The Spirit Walker, her goal is to attack me when I use a certain type of ability. And so we're going to roll to see what kind of ability that is. A 1 means it's an active.
And Dan needs to know who's sponsoring. Who's sponsoring?
Oh, sorry, Dan. Tonight we are drinking Aslan Sensei. That is Aslan Brewery of Herndon, Virginia. Delicious beer, comes in extra large cans. They make a very pungent IPA. This one is 11.5%, so I'm gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be great. Thank you to Aslan Brewery. So the Spear Walker, as I was saying, 1, she'll target actives. 2, she'll target reactives, and 3, she'll target permanents. Those are the types of abilities. She's going after permanents. Bow. One thing I forgot earlier when I activated my Blood Mage, I got a blood point for her. So right now, the Spirit Walker is asleep until they are triggered by somebody playing a permanent. So if I play a permanent over the course of the game, they are going to wake up and start running after me and start trying to kill me. That's going to be tough for me because Ramal Nations, among all of the factions that we have, actually have a lot of permanents. There are permanents on every single one of my hero cards. Little Snake has a permanent, which is ephemeral. It allows her to move through mountains. The Twin Blades has a permanent, which is his basic ability, allows him to get stronger. And of course, Asahaba has a permanent, which is how I generate blood points.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna shut the you can't use it.
Yeah,
it's
so
not gonna be acceptable for you.
So this is going to be a challenge for sure. So then we've got the Enchantress. Her goal, of course, is to run straight at the Spirit Well, try to mine the Spirit Well. She will always go left. And so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she will go there. And then we've got the Blighter. The Blighter wants to go and despoil the world. So she is looking to go towards the nearest unoccupied resource tile. That is right here. There are 2 paths. and she needs to go left. So she will go 1, 2 to go around and try to get there. The AI will always take the path of least resistance, which in this case is longer because it has to go around this mountain and my heroes. And so luckily, I have a little bit of a diversion for her to go around. All right, I'm sweating. Honestly, I'm sweating.
So the problem with the hard mode is that typically Oriana is the problem.
Yeah.
You've got 3 other monsters that you're having to deal with. They're much more aggressive ones, so they're potentially coming at you, especially since the Spirit Walker rolled permanence. And what that's preventing you from doing is getting to Oriana. So not only is she's slowly building up when she's eating the spirit, those spirits are very useful for you to end this game by 10 turns.
Right.
So it's a double whammy from her.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be in a world of hurt with that. So what am I going to do next? So the last one I've got is Vraska Hall. He is my Kasentas. Kasentas in the Romali language, they are their finest warrior. So that's one of my big fighter heroes. So I'm going to see what's under this tile. It is some ore. Now I have a choice. So I can build here, and then Bob will fight me there, or I could build here, at which Bob will fight me there. So I have a little bit of control over the AI in this moment. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build here because it'll allow me to get a little bit more of a flanking bonus on Bob next turn. Bob being the Marauder. I hope most people have seen this stream before. For some reason, somewhere along the way, we started calling Helgoth the Marauder, Bob the Builder, which is ironic because he doesn't build anything. He destroys everything. So we've got Bob. So
I think you need a level 3 special rule where you build something.
Right.
God.
So I am going to play, am I going to be able to build anything? You know what? I don't have any gold right now. So I am not going to be able to build. I could spend a gold to gain 2 ore. No, I can gain 2 ore for free. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use Sand Sea Shipment. It's free because I used a money bag. It's probably very small. I hope people can see it. I'm holding up a tiny little chip.
Talk about that all and the way that the strategy card works.
Yes.
So just so you know, what happens is at the start of every game turn, you choose a strategy tree, and you place the chosen strategy token on top of it. And what that does is that allows you both to use the primary ability of that strategy tree, but what it also does is it unlocks the next ability in the strategy tree. And when you unlock it, there's a token you place on it. You either place the money bag or the lightning bolt, and they're both 2 sides of the same chip.
Yep.
Well, what happens is you're making a permanent choice for the game as to whether or not the ability you just unlocked will be slightly cheaper for you to use, or it will be slightly more powerful. And that is a tactical choice. It's something you kind of make on the fly. It's not only I would say a lot of times after you played the game a while, you kind of have like a preferred pattern that you go with. Because you have developed a strategy that you think, but it's also helpful because you can make that choice as the game is progressing, so you can kind of see where you're at before you make the choice. Yeah. Well, a lot of times I go for cheaper because I'm not sure where I'm going to use it, but many times when I already know that I'm going to use this ability for certain things, I'll go for power side. Just depends on what it is that you're driving for.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on kind of your board placement too. If you find yourself to be resource rich, I think it's easier to flip for the more powerful side. But if you find yourself in a desert of swamps and mountains and maelstroms, then I think a lot of times you're going to want to go for the cheaper option because you know that off the start you're not going to have as many resources as some of the other players in the game.
The question comes up pretty commonly when we talk about Warfare Indagar, and people realize that we have these random tiles. First of all, the first question everybody says is, well, what happens if they pull up all these mountains and then the person is no longer able to move? Right. That's not possible. There's not enough mountains in the game box for that to occur. That was done on purpose. So that problem is built. So if you're wondering, well, what happens when a bunch of mountains come up? Well, it can't. So sold. Another reason why the new mountain fortress tile that we unlocked when we did the 6 new event tiles is not impassable, right? We're well ahead of you on that one. The second thing that I will hear is, well, what happens if somebody gets like a bunch of mountains or swamps or something? And what that tells you is that this game is designed for maximum replayability. So we had another question prior to Kickstarter, somebody was asking how replayable is this game.
Right.
The game is nearly infinitely replayable, especially if the people that you're playing with are getting smarter and more crafty the longer you play, right? Causing you to have to think outside of your own box. So when that happens, and it has happened before, we actually had a playtester who was playing on Wednesday when we were Dream Wizards who got a bunch of mountains and swamps right there in his deployment zone. What happens, though, is you might look at that and say, like, well, how do I get out of the mountains? When that happens to me, though, at this point, I've learned to utilize that to my advantage. What happens is I have 3 resources in my starting area that I can now upgrade to level 3 with pretty much impunity, right? Because they're unattackable, because no one's going to walk through the swamp around and go over and kill them, right? So now I have this very solid resource base, very solid 3 primacy points. Oh my God, what was that? And then I can...
Trying to open a beer. I don't have a beer bottle opener.
I see. So...
Looking for options.
What it means is that I can now play to the center of the board because I no longer have to protect my backfield. So everything's all about, like, how do I use what I have to my advantage? It's interesting the way that it plays out. The more you play this game, the more skilled you get at playing, right? So, especially if you've been playing a long time, like Chip and I have, a lot of times you see, especially when you see new people come in, you're like, and they're trying to figure the game out, and you almost, like, your tongue is bleeding, your body is so hard about things they could be doing differently. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to play. It's very fun. It's very fun.
So, pardon the loud noises. I was handed a beer, this time from Star Hill Brewery of Charlottesville, Virginia, but unfortunately I have no bottle opener. So we'll see if a hand can reach through the door and pass me a bottle opener. In the meantime, so I use Sandsea. There's that hand. Thank you. Bottle opener for the win. So I use Sandsea Shipment. That is one of the strategies that Neil mentioned. That gave me 2 ore. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my 3 ore in for 1 gold. So for anybody that has ever played Catan, or a lot of games like this, you have the opportunity to transmogrify resources. You can always exchange 3 for 1 at any point in the game. So now I have my 2 gold, and so I'm going to use that. I'm going to build a level 1 outpost here on this ore tile, and that will move me up to 3, and then I'm done. So Neil, one more quick rules clarification. Do the monsters go again, or are we done?
Done. They'll go in between you.
Got
so
it.
You're fine.
Okay. That's what I thought. All right, so that means it is the end of the turn. All 3 of my heroes have gone. I will be unlocking, because we're starting anew. I will be collecting resources, 2 gold and 2 ore. Cha-ching.
So we have another question here from Diego on the Q&A, and he's
Sure.
asking, first of all, he did ask, what would be translated? And the answer is, you already answered that. We're going to translate all the cards, strategy cards, I mean, pretty much everything. The next question he's asking is, will the solitary mode use letters? I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, he's saying, is there going to be like a campaign style for 1 player or more than 1 player?
Got it.
And I'm not sure the answer to that. So I'm assuming what he means by campaign is he's talking about, like, is there a way to track progress across multiple games? Is that what you're thinking?
Could be. It could be more of like a Gloomhaven style RPG even, which I think would be awesome.
I guess I would need clarification on what he means by campaign.
Yeah.
Because that could mean a lot of things to me.
So Diego, if you are listening in the channel, please jump back in. Let us know what you're thinking. We would love to engage with you more and answer any questions that you've got. So in the meantime, though, I am going to pick up my next chosen strategy. This time I'm going to play From the Shadows. So I've got 2 AI monsters that are nearby, and I'm thinking I need to put some damage on them, at least to give myself some breathing room while I continue to uncover more of the board. So From the Shadows gives me +1 attack to all my heroes, and I think that's going to be pretty important. So that will unlock Into the Shadows, and I will make that stronger. Go ahead.
Is your strategy tree?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So what he's is I've chosen that as my strategy for this game turn, which means that all of my heroes currently are getting +1 attack.
You got it.
Which is
So I've got my my twin blades, Vraska Hall, and so I'm going to activate him. I am going to use a permanent, which costs 1 gold. That will enrage the Spirit Walker. So upon her turn, she will be activated. But what that's going to do is it's going to give me an additional attack die. So I am going to try to attack Helgoth the Marauder with the Twin Blades. I've got 2 attack base, and I've got an additional 1 for the ability that I just used, and I've got 1 more for my strategy tree from the shadows for a total of 4 dice. And so we're going to see what happens. So I rolled a 10, which is pretty good. It's a good roll. And so Helgoth only has 1 die in defense, and so we'll see what Helgoth rolls. Helgoth rolls a 3, so 10 minus 3 leaves me... What's that? Yeah. Bye-bye, Helgoth. So that leaves me with 7, which is enough to kill Helgoth. So when you kill an AI, first thing that's most important is you gain 3 experience. In this case, that experience will be enough to give me level 1. Kapow. Additionally, it sends the AI monster into retreat. And the way AI monsters work in retreat is first, they are placed on their kind of like muted color side, and that tells you they've got another turn before they come in. The following turn, they are flipped over to their full color side, and the turn immediately following that, they come back in from retreat. So we've got Helgoth on his non-color side. In addition...
Yeah, keep going. I was going to say the bad news is that every time a monster goes into retreat, they gain a level.
Right.
So they get stronger. +1 defense, and then whatever their special ability for the level is, which I believe for Helgoth means he's now going to be doing a minimum of 3 damage, which means he can one-shot level 1 houses.
Yes, that is exactly right. So that means every time Helgoth touches a house, touches a level 1 house, it will die. All right, so Helgoth is not there. The Spirit Walker is now active because I've enraged her with playing a permanent. So that means she is going to come and try to kill me. So she is going to go directly towards me, always moving left. And there we have it. Oriana, again, moving towards the Spirit Well. And then we've got the Blighter. So the Blighter is going to try to attack this tile. And there are 2 paths. One is this way, and one is this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both equidistant, so they're going to, again, try to move left. Going this way. So we've got monsters roaming the board. Luckily, this mountain has actually made it very advantageous for me because it's kind of playing as a natural defensive barrier for me. So I get to activate my next hero. So next up, I'm going to activate Asahaba. She is going to see what's behind door number 1. It is a gold mine. And she's going to try her luck one more time, and it's a mountain. All right, so she's stuck here on this gold mine. I don't have enough gold to build this time. I do, again, have enough ore to turn in, or, puns, or I can use Sand Sea Shipment again, which is my resource gainer, and that will allow me, because it's free, to just gain 2 ore. Ka-ching! And then using that ore, I will turn it into a gold, spending 2 gold to, again, gain an outpost. So I've been lucky. I've turned over a number of resources in my home space. This is giving me a little bit of an advantage in this case, but still a long way to go to get to 10 points. But so that's it for that turn. Asahaba is a fortifier, so she gains an experience for building something, but that's it for me. So now another turn of the monsters. So again, Spirit Walker coming as fast as they can towards me, and we've got the Blighter, boom, boom. And in this case, the Blighter is going to make an attack. Oh, sorry, we skipped Oriana. Oriana, 1 step closer. The Blighter is going to make an attack. They're going to attack either the AI monster on their left or me on their right. This is an attack of opportunity. All monsters, if possible, will make attacks of opportunity whenever they stop. And so we're in a situation where there's 2 choices. We will again use a die to randomize. a 1 being the Spirit Walker, and a 2 being my Blood Cult Assassin. And it's a 2, of course.
You know, being an IT professional, wouldn't you think that me being logged in as myself on Kickstarter, yet logged in as my wife on the chat without able to change that, like, I don't know, like a serious security breach?
It does seem like some sort of illicit impersonation attempt. Yeah. While Neil works on his IT problems, I'm going to get punched in the face by the Blighter. So the Blighter is coming at me with 2 dice, 2 attack, and they will roll a 4. Straight down the middle, average. My Blood Cult Assassin, a 2 defense. And I roll a 5. So I successfully defend because a 3 and a 2 is higher than a 2 and a 2. So a 5 is higher than a 4. Because I successfully defended, I do gain 1 experience right there. So there you have it. Boom. All right. So this leaves me with an interesting scenario because I need to get to that resource tile because otherwise the Blighter is going to blight it. However, I'm stuck in a maelstrom, which means I have no idea where I'm going to go. There are 4 options for where I could go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We will roll a d6 to see where Little Snake goes. A 4. So I got incredibly lucky. 1 in 4 odds. So that will allow me to go here. But Tanisha Abe, Little Snake, has the special ability Burn, Not Build. That is an ability that is largely dominated by the Cabal, but in this case, it means she cannot build outposts. So I have no way to build an outpost here, and so all that is going to happen is I'm going to stay on there and weather the storm.
So you were talking about Blood Cult Assassins before, and there's really, like, lore-wise, the difference between a Blood Cult Assassin and a Cabalist is very minimal.
Right.
They're both juiced up on way too many spirit overdose, and they're both typically hideously deformed. And the only difference between a Blood Cult Assassin and a Cabalist is that the Cabalist has been deformed and overdosed on Reaper magic as opposed to blood magic, and the Reaper magic has a tendency to drive you batshit crazy. So that's the only difference.
Yep. So Blood Cult Assassin is very deadly, but cannot build an outpost. Obviously not a leader of men and women because they are in the shadows trying to kill their targets. So that is the end of the turn. I've activated all 3 of my heroes. We are moving on to turn number 3.
We did have someone ask earlier about why people in the Ramal nations are all wearing masks.
Good question.
No, it's a really good question because it's a lore question. So what it has to do with is the Blood Cult Assassins wear masks due to the hideous disfigurations, right? That's the reason. The Blood Mages, which is what Asahaba is, wear masks because in their society, obviously, if you're living next door to a like a blood cult compound, they're not like ideal neighbors. You know what I mean? So
they're not hoarders, but you don't want to live near them.
So they wear masks in public to hide their identity because they don't want people to know who they are. While they're practicing blood magic, which does require some type of blood sacrifice. Not necessarily killing people, but it's still even if you're getting some blood sacrifice, it's not the kind of neighbor you invite over. You know what I mean? So that's why they wear masks. Vraska Hall is just randomly wearing a mask, just because that's part of his lore. He wears a skull mask for scaring people. That's the purpose of that. But he doesn't walk around in his daily life in a mask. So
he started the hipster trend of wearing masks, and then it caught on. And
they just all 3 happen to be wearing masks for different reasons.
Yeah. He found out that it's impossible to eat avocados through his hipster mask.
Right.
So now he's had to give up avocados, which makes him very angry. So I need to collect some resources. I've got 3 total gold, 2 total ore, kapow, and kapow.
So Dan is asking in the chat, he says, have you found in the solo play that one faction plays better than the other? And the answer to that is, there's ongoing arguments about which one plays better than the other, which is probably a good sign. I think Tribes has an easier time of it just because they go to expand and a little bit easier access to resources. but there's arguments on all sides. Like, it just depends. It's more situational than you might think.
Yeah, I think Tribes is good. I think that Cabal, honestly, has the hardest time because they are pretty specific to like multiplayer play, and there's just a lot of like nuances with the way that the AIs work out that I think Cabal has a tough time, but totally doable. So if you're looking for extra hard mode, I would try 4-player monster with Cabal. So I have flipped Helgoth over onto his full color side. That means he will be coming in again next turn, and I am all set. I need to choose a new strategy. There's 2 monsters right up in my face. I feel compelled to stay on From the Shadows, which will allow me to unlock my next ability in the From the Shadows tree, which is called Born in Darkness. I was born in the darkness. You have to say it with the Bane voice. Neil, go ahead. You do it too.
Born in the darkness.
Right, exactly.
Identify your items. Yeah.
So hopefully most of you have played Diablo, the video game. If you have not yet played one of the 3 Diablos, please go do so now. It is amazing. But there is a character in Diablo called Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain sounds an awful lot like Bane from Batman.
Or the other way. Yeah.
Or yes, right. Sorry, Bane sounds like Deckard Cain. Right, Deckard Cain is the original. But yeah, so they both sound similar. There's lots of funny YouTube videos. So, Born in the Darkness. Place 1 friendly hero adjacent to a friendly hero. Spend a blood point to place another friendly hero adjacent to that same hero. So this will allow me to teleport my heroes around the board a little bit. It's a little expensive. It costs 3 total resources, 1 gold, 1 lumber, 1 ore, but it's pretty powerful. So I can choose either to make it cheaper or to allow me to move all of my heroes. And so I feel like I've got a good solid base of resources going on, so I'm going to make it more powerful. Again, staying on the +1 attack strategy tree. All right, so let's make stuff happen here. So I am going to activate the Twin Blades, Vraska Hall, the guy who wears a mask for no other reason than it's cool. So he is going to attempt to move here. Oh, no! Oh, no! Neil, you can't see, but this is what I got. For our viewers out in viewer world, I flipped over an Archdemon of Indagar. So an Archdemon of Indagar is a very powerful monster, meaning there are now 5 monsters on the board. This Archdemon will ambush me, so I have come upon his lair, and he will attack me, and he is very strong. So there he is. When the Archdemon of Indagar is awoken, it rolls 4 attack dice against you. And rolls well, apparently. So I got a 9. And then Vraska Hall has 2 dice in defense. However, he is also in an outpost.
This is going to be bad.
Yeah, this is not good. No bueno. And I roll a 6. So I take 3 damage. Could be worse, right? Could be worse.
It could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah. Luckily, I was in an outpost. So the way damage works when you're in the outpost is it is front-loaded against the building. So because I took 3, 3 will go against the outpost, thus killing my house, lowering my score, pushing me further back down the hole. In addition, it will cause me to fall back. So I have to fall back anytime I take 2 or more damage. In this case, I took 3. But I do have another movement. So I will move back there, and I will attempt to attack that demon. There is just like a hornet's nest of badness going on here. I don't know on the camera how well you can see, but we've got the Spirit Walker, the Blighter, and an Archdemon all kind of like up in my business right now. And I think in order for me to win this game, I need to like fight my way out of this mess. So what am I going to do first? So I have the Twin Blades, which is 2 base attack, +1 for the level that he earned. +1 for the flanking attack, +1 for my strategy, giving me 5. And I think You know, we're going to use our basic ability, which costs a gold. It gives me another +1 attack. Unfortunately, it does enrage the Spirit Walker a little bit more because it's a permanent. And that will give me 6 dice to throw at this demon. So 6 dice. Of course, I rolled like absolute poop. So we've got 6, 9, 10, 11. 11 on 6 dice. The demon in return has 3 defense and rolled a 6. So that means I do 5 damage.
Yeah.
It does have 8 hit points, unfortunately. So I do win the combat. However, I do not kill it. And that's bad. Although, considering what else is going on here, I don't know how concerned I am. I think it's going to be interesting. What's happened here is, like, again, I guess you could call it a natural blockade, even though it is living flesh. But it will cause some interesting things to occur. So that is Vraska Hall's turn. Now we go on to the AI. Helgoth and Marauder still out. We've got the Spirit Walker. Now the Spirit Walker is trying to come and kill me, and it's really pissed off and wants to do it badly. Unfortunately, it can't get through here. So there is a path of less resistance, which is this direction. So it is going to take a turn. And so even though I do have kind of this mess of nastiness in here, it will cause the Spirit Walker to kind of crazy Ivan around the board and try another way. So then we've got Oriana the Enchantress. She's going to move on to the Spirit Well. She's going to eat that resource, and she is going to explode for 1 damage in 1 concentric ring, which will cause 1 damage to the Spirit Walker. Sneak peek.
So I'm keeping count for Oriana, so that's 1 for Oriana.
1 for Oriana.
Oriana wins the game.
I'm not going to lie. I am pretty terrified of Oriana at this point because I am, like, hemmed into my deployment zone right now. I have so little hope of getting over there and killing her. It's going to be a long day for me. A long day. So, all right. And then we've got the Blighter. The Blighter is right here. The Blighter is trying to get to this resource tile because there are no unoccupied resource tiles. They are targeting now the closest occupied resource tile, which is right in front of them. So they're going to attack Little Snake. So the Blighter has 2 attack. We'll roll that out. A 4. Little Snake has 2 defense. And rolls a 5. So luckily, Little Snake able to divert the attack and gains an experience for it. All right, my turn. And I'm going to activate... I think I'm going to activate Little Snake and try to finish off this this Archdemon. So Little Snake, very punchy, starts 3 base, 1 for the flank attack, and 1 for my strategy. So rolling 5 dice. And, oh man, I roll like crap. So 3, 6, 9, 10. You know what? That's average. That's average. It felt worse than it was. So we got 10. And then in defense, we've got the Archdemon rolling, cock die, rolling a 7. So I do 3 damage to it, which, if I can count, is exactly enough. So luckily for me...
You're in good shape.
Yes. So luckily for me, I do manage to kill the Archdemon, which is just like a massive thing for me because it's going to level Little Snake up. I'm going to make her punchier, so +1 attack for her. It is also going to free me up to kind of explore the world a little bit. So I'm going to go, but I can't leave that tile because otherwise the Blighter is going to blade it. But Oriana is scarier. See, this is kind of the puzzle of solo mode. There is, it's not only a strategy game at this point, but it is a challenging puzzle. There are just a lot of options for me, a lot of choices I can make, a lot of mistakes I can make. And so you really got to kind of like puzzle your way through it. I think I am going to leave this tile because I'm really worried about Oriana. Although, also the Spirit Walker will come attack me if I leave here. Oh, the choices. All right, I'm going to stay put. I'm just going to sit here. So what do we got next? So now the AI is going to go again. We've got 2 of our heroes activated, still 1 to go. So we've got the Spirit Walker. The Spirit Walker, located right here, they want to try and kill me. And again, we've got 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to continue in this manner. Because there is an attack of opportunity for them, they're going to attempt to attack my house. The Spirit Walker is juiced up twice, starting with a base of 2, an additional 2 for her rage and anger. So she's going to roll a, what's that? 4, 8. And in defense, my lowly level 1 outpost gets 1 die and rolls a 1. All right, so it's dead. DED dead. So that stinks for me. Moving me back down to 2. I told you this is going to be a hard game. And the AI, when making an attack of opportunity, will always charge through if it wins. So now I have the Spirit Walker like all up in my grill, even though it doesn't know the flavor. And there is not a whole lot that I'm going to be able to do about this. But we're going to try. By God, we'll try. All right, so Oriana is still here chilling on the Spirit Well, and she has nothing to mine, so she's largely just content to hang out there. And then we will have the Blighter. So the Blighter is still targeting this resource tile, still going to make an attack of opportunity against Little Snake. Again, the Blighter 2 attack, rolls a 4, Little Snake 2 defense. Rolls a 3, sad face. So Little Snake takes a damage. Now, it is not considered a losing attack because I didn't take 2 or more damage, but it is not great. So back to my turn. I will activate my last hero, which is Asahaba. Asahaba is standing here right next to the Spirit Walker and really needs to do some damage. So I mentioned earlier, Asahaba has an ability called Masochist. That will allow her to take damage in order to make herself stronger. So she is coming at you with 1 attack base. She's got an additional attack from the In the Shadows ability. Or sorry, the From the Shadows strategy tree. What else can she do? She can start hurting herself. So for every 2 damage that she takes, she adds 1 additional attack die to the pool. So she will take 6 damage, giving 3 additional attack dice to the pool. Now, the reason I can do this, normally Asahaba only has 6 damage to take. However, because I made her my commander, she has the ability Restorative Blood. All friendly heroes have +3 durability. So even though I've taken 6 durability, I still have 3 additional durability remaining. But that does give me 5 attack dice from Asahaba. And she rolls 3, 6, 7, 8. For attack. And we've got the Spirit Walker with just 1 defense right now, which is great. Hopefully I can do some damage. Rolls a 1, so that gives me 5. The Spirit Walker has 1 damage on it already. Boom, kaboom sticks, and I've killed the Spirit Walker. So that's awesome. That is a game-changing thing right now. I'm going to follow into the space where I left it. I get an additional... I level up, so I get an additional attack or defend. I'm going to take... what am I going to do?
So Dan's asking how far away we live from each other.
Right now or normally?
Right, yeah. Right now we're 500 miles away from each other. Normally I don't know, 15 miles, 10 miles?
10 miles, yeah.
It's not far. Well, I mean... If you live in Northern Virginia / the DC area, 10 miles might as well be a lifetime away some days due to traffic. But
the traffic here is bad.
As the crow flies, not too far.
Yeah. So Asahaba got the free movement for charging into the attack that she won. She moves here. She moves here. And we're just uncovering a ton of resources. Now, this is going to be both good and bad. On the good side, it means that I'm going to be able to build a lot. On the bad side, it means that the Blighter is ready to blight, just raring to blight. So that is the end of turn 2. I have 2 points currently. So not doing great. But I am starting to like level up. My heroes are starting to get stronger. So we are going to unactivate things. Yes, hello. Oh, good. Another beer. It's like they know me. So we're going to unactivate. We're going to gain some resources. So I'm just going to get 3 gold, which is okay because I do love gold. And I now have some in the bank. In addition, we're going to heal a little bit. So everybody heals 1 unless they're tough, in which case they heal 2. So I will heal a little bit there. We're going to place another blue cube of spirit on the spirit well. And that's going to hurt in a minute. But I think that's it. We're ready to go. I need to choose a strategy. So I am going to choose the raid strategy in this case. The raid strategy gives me +1 movement, as I mentioned earlier. And that will, I think, be important for me to get over to kill Oriana before she destroys the world. So in addition to choosing that strategy, I get to...
I'm going to try to reach this way and see if I can grab that. Oh, no, I got to reach the other way.
To grab the beer? It's so here.
It's so awesome right now. If the beer move. Yeah, there we go.
If you just pulled back a beer, Neil, I honestly, we would be on YouTube. People would be like, this man pulled a beer out of thin air. It's amazing.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing. It did not happen. So if you were looking for magic, tonight's not that night.
Yeah. There's a different Kickstarter for the magic.
That is a different Kickstarter. All right, so, dude, speaking of Kickstarters, you heard about some of the mezzo drama? I don't want to get into it, but interesting.
I have. And actually, interestingly enough, that is the 3rd Kickstarter this week that has canceled after funding.
Really?
The Meso guys, they're restarting next week.
Yeah, October 2nd, which is my birthday.
Yeah, awesome. But I was actually backing a Kickstarter that canceled earlier this week as well. That was 146% funded, and they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I'm sort of in the same boat with, at least on that Kickstarter, I'm in the same boat as a lot of other guys are. I guess they set their funding goal super low so that they could try to fund, but that's not really the amount of money they needed. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So let us be very clear. We're funded as of today, and you will get this game. We are not canceling. We are not backing out. The game is done. We are going to manufacture it as soon as the Kickstarter is over. You will get this game, and I cannot wait for you to get this game. So have faith in Happy Gorilla. All right, so we're on to turn number 4. Turn number 4. I am at 2 points. I'm well behind the curve here. I did play a strategy that's going to give me +1 movement. I gained the ability Bloodstone, which is a major heal. I can remove 4-star damage from a friendly hero or gain additional blood points. I made it stronger, so I'll be able to heal 5 damage from a friendly hero. All right. God, what am I going to do? I need to get to Oriana before she does anything. But she is so strong. Man. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate Asahaba. I'm going to move her into the Maelstrom, which seems crazy. And, oh, sorry, Helgoth is back. In addition to activating Asahaba, moving her into the Maelstrom, I'm going to play Bloodstone, which costs me 2 ore. It allows me to heal 5 hit points, which brings her back to full health. Kapow! And, of course, locks my strategy card. And now that she has full health, I'm going to attempt to attack the Blighter. So Asahaba has 1 base, 1 for leveling up, 1 for a flanking bonus, and then again, I'm going to take a bunch of damage on her, take 6 damage total, to gain 3 additional attack dice. So I'm going to be throwing 6 dice at the Blighter, and I hope this will do it. 6 dice, And I roll 2, 4, 6, 8, plus 4 is 12. So 12 damage, which I feel like is pretty good. The Blighter has 2 defense, rolls a 4, 12 minus 4 is dead. So that was a huge move for me. Kills the Blighter, puts her into retreat. In addition, that will also give me 3 experience points. Asahaba already has a few, so that will level me up again, leaving 1 left. Asahaba is going to get, she's going to get punchier, so I'm going to unlock her second ability called Blood Heal. Again, another big heal, which is amazing for them. And I think that is all she wrote for Asahaba. So, next up, we've got the Marauder. The Marauder is going to go 1, 2 on its way towards my houses, both of them in the distance. And now it is going to attack me as an attack of opportunity. We've got my Blood Cult Assassin, Vroskahal, and it will attack on a 2, Vroskahal. So Vroskahal has 2 defense, which is great. However, the Marauder has 3 attack. So 3 attack coming at me. Rolled a 4, 2 defense, rolled a 4. That's a tie. Tie goes to the defender, so I gain an experience. All right. I have some choices to make now. Spearwalker is off the board. The Enchantress is up next. She's going to consume this cube. She is going to do 2 damage to a slightly larger ring, which unfortunately doesn't hit anybody. However, I am now 2 cubes away from her killing everything. Neil, I don't know what to do. I am so far from killing her right now. I honestly think my only play here is to essentially abandon my backfield.
Yep, it looks that way.
Like, it really feels that way. So I need to, and so we got the Blighter out, so it's my turn again. I need to activate Little Snake. Okay, Little Snake is going to move 1, 2.
It's not all bad. What the strategy here is fight. Since that's the issue is really Helgoth, right? Because he's always going to come after the towns.
Yeah.
That's the issue. It's like if you can draw the AI toward the spirit well, you can fight there and get them away from your home zone. That's sort of like part of the puzzle here. It's almost like the first gate you got to walk through is to try to figure out how to get them to fight you near the spirit well so you can deal with Oriana.
Right.
That's the tough cookies right now.
So on my way to fighting Oriana, I flipped over a dangerous swamp, so that causes me to take 2 damage. No big deal. Now I am going to play... Oh, man. Am I going to do this? I think I have to. So I'm going to play Born in the Darkness. I am going to spend 1 of each resource. Boom, boom, boom. That will allow me to summon all of my other heroes over, and we'll flip those tiles to see what's under there. Luckily, 2 available tiles. Now I have a massive flanking bonus against Oriana, which is good because I need to be able to stop her from destroying the world. Man, like I have completely abandoned my backfield, but this is the challenge of 4 AI is that there is an additional hero on the board that is just like it's running amok, and in this case it's Oriana the Enchantress. So I have summoned everybody over. Little Snake now will have 3 base, 1 for her level, 2 additional for the flanking bonus, and is there anything else I can do? No, I think that's it.
So you should on average, you should be good. But we'll see how that goes.
Right. So I'm going to roll 6. I rolled straight down the middle. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on those dice. Oriana in defense has 3. And she rolls also average, which is 6. And in an average scenario, I win. Kaboom. and Oriana is dead. Now this is huge for me. Like that was just a massive move. What it will do though is, as I mentioned, I have abandoned my backfield, and so I am in dire need of some way to take care of Helgoth. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to. However, it did mean that I leveled up Little Snake. So she is now level 2. Oh man, I am sweating. Neil, I need you to talk for a minute because I don't know what to do. Hard mode is hard.
Diego's asking, the game alone is played in about an hour. So yeah, solo play is really just going to depend how fast you're playing. I mean, watching Chip play, he's trying to like simultaneously talk about everything he's doing while he's doing it. Typically, when I'm running through a solo game, I'm done in 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just depends. Like, everything is slower on a live stream, obviously, for obvious reasons.
And the camera adds 10 pounds.
Yeah, and the camera adds 10 pounds. So, Anna asks, can she cast that spell twice? I'm trying to figure out what spell he's referring to. What spell are you referring to, Dan?
I bet he's talking about Born in Darkness.
Oh, so Born in the Darkness is a strategy on the Ramal strategy tree. So when you use this, it is I think it's a
reactive, yes.
So what reactive means is that you can use it at any time, but once you use it, it locks the treaty for the game turn. And so you can't use it twice in a row in the same game turn. In other words, that's the short story.
Neil, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 4 monster hard mode is the best solo play board game ever made. I'm just coming out and saying it. I'm sweating. I'm like legitimately sweating right now. I hate to lose, and I'm really worried about it. Okay, so that is my turn ostensibly. We have 3 AI that are off the board. Unfortunately, we have Helgoth who is on the board, so it's Helgoth's turn. He's going to stomp.
Diego's asking, will there be an expansion of the game? And the answer to that is there could be an expansion tomorrow if we would stretch into it.
Yes.
So this game is very, very, very expandable because what we want to do from a design perspective is allow people to be able to choose that big strategy board that Chip's using there, depending on the faction that they have. And we want them to have access to more and more heroes for a given faction. So essentially you could sit down at the table and say, I want to play with this set of heroes today in this strategy card. The reason why we want to do that is not only does it give you more player options, what it's doing is it's giving you that sort of away from the table thinking process. So what I mean by that is while you're playing the game, you're playing with what you got. And later on that night, you're going like, I bet this other combination of heroes or strategy cards would work really well. So what we're doing as far as the Kickstarter campaign is concerned is we have core box upgradings, which we're still on those expansions now. Thanks to Dan, we just hit the second one of those.
Woo!
Woo! And then the third one, the third core expansion is going to be for Monster Minis, which I think we all desperately want. And then after that, we're going to be hitting into what we're calling expansion stretch goals. The first one being a new set of strategy cards, the next one being new heroes, and so on and so forth. So that's the plan. Depends on how far we stretch as to how far we can get in terms of expansions. And those are all essentially Kickstarter available to you as a backer for free as we stretch into it. But it is for retail concerns, it's going to be that those things will be add-ons that people would have to purchase outside of it. So that's how it's going to work. The answer is if we can stretch into it, great. If not, we'll probably be launching more Kickstarters to continue to upgrade the product, as we can. It just depends on how much traction we can get.
Absolutely. So while you were chatting, I played Vraska Hall. He ran over. Luckily, I had 3 movement because of my strategy. He punched Helgoth, did exactly 2 damage, which forced Helgoth back, and my backfield is safe. Luckily, because of my strategy, I was able to make this kind of heroic intervention and save the world. So that's actually it. That's the end of turn 4. I still only have 2 points. So we will unactivate everything.
I think one thing I want to say too, when we're talking about expanding the game, and this is sort of like been the tagline for Happy Gorilla coming into this, and I've been on a couple podcasts this week, trying to get the word out about about War for Indagar, to try to help us hit more stretch goals, so that all of our backers can get a bigger game. And what I've been telling people is we get a lot of questions that people are so used to this paradigm on Kickstarter nowadays, where you have like a well-established game company that is producing, this is like their 12th Kickstarter. And they're essentially using it, to fund their next big game. They have thousands of backers. They never really have a fear that they're ever going to fail. It's just a matter of how many stretches they get. And so the types of questions that we get asked are often geared toward that paradigm. And the difference here is that, Happy Gorilla Game Studio, we're the real deal here. I mean, we are the real crowdfunding, the way that it used to be. We are a very tiny company. We're out here just trying to make it happen. When you're looking at Happy Gorilla Game Studio, you see me and Chip, you're looking at us. That's it. We have, of course, Simon and Lee who help us out with art, but otherwise, we are the reals of, two guys out there trying to make a dream happen. So just to give perspective to people that come to the Kickstarter, that's literally what you're looking at, right? We don't have like a sugar daddy. We don't have like a big game budget or anything like that. We are here because we need crowdfunding, and that's why we are here. So.
Yeah, we're trying to use Kickstarter as I believe it was initially intended, which is to support independent game designers on their road to glory. That's not to say that, there are amazing games out there, and I hope people enjoy them and love them. But at the same vein, there are also a bunch of games that I don't think need to use Kickstarter. And so I hope you guys are enjoying what we're doing tonight. I hope you guys realize how awesome this is for two guys to be able to produce a game. And I hope you guys are seeing how much I'm sweating trying to figure out how to win this game. So this is going to be a big turn for me. So I've actually got a lot of freedom this turn. I had a pretty successful turn last game. I am way behind. This is turn 5. So I am way behind on like the points curve. I need to get 10 points before game turn 10, or I lose. And I do have a lot of resources. I'm speccing into the Blood Sands Thaumaturgy strategy tree this time, which will hopefully allow me to get some blood points. I do have most of the monsters off the board this turn. The Spearwalker will come back next turn, but the Enchantress and the Blighter just died, so they're off for another turn. So I really need to make the most of this turn. So what am I going to do? So off the jump, I'm going to activate the Twin Blades. And I'm going to move him there. I'm going to spend 2 gold. I'm going to get an outpost. And I'm going to gain a point. Or I'm going to stay in that outpost. The reason I did that is foolish now that I realize what Helgoth is able to do. He is just going to kill that outpost. I've made a terrible mistake. All right, so Helgoth is going to activate. He is going to attempt to attack Vraska Hall. He does a minimum of 3 damage. He is 3 attack. Vraska Hall is 2 defense. I roll 4 in defense, a 8 in return. So that means I will take 4 damage. That will kill the house that I just spent my hard-earned gold on. It will do an additional 1 damage to Vraska Hall, which will push him back. Helgoth will fall in, and that was largely a massive blunder on my part. Not realizing that Helgoth had leveled up. Oh, man. All right. So next up. I'm going to go here. I'm going to mine the Spirit Well. And that'll largely take Oriana off my plate for a number of turns. And then I'm going to explore a little bit what's out here and hopefully find some goodness. I did not. So that is the little snake's turn. And now we've got Bob again. Bob is going to go here. Bob is going to continue destroying my backfield. He's going to roll 3 dice and roll a 6. I get 2 dice in defense and roll a 5. Bob does 3 damage, 3 plus 4, enough to kill my house. So,
womp womp.
Womp womp. So Bob is just tear-assing around my backfield in a way that I don't appreciate at all. But it might be time to just abandon the land that Bob has discovered and maybe start to build a new home for my people somewhere else. So I think I'm going to do that. So
what's going to happen here is you're going to end up behind the curve. It's not so much that you're going to get crushed as it is. You're not going to be able to hit 10 and 10.
Yep.
That's going to happen. So it's interesting how this is going to play out.
So I'm going to build an outpost out here. And that is the end of this game turn. That game turn, so I started out by saying that was the most important game turn of my life, and I made mistakes. Mistakes were made, and I will suffer for them. I am at 2 points right now, and things are gruesome. Things are gruesome. So I will unactivate. I will gain 1 gold and 1 lumber. I will heal 1 damage where applicable.
So it looks like we got somebody new joining us on the live stream. We got Mike W.
Mike W. What's up, Mike?
And I think Beatrice De La Rosa was already here, but if not, we'll say hi anyway.
Hi, Beatrice. Welcome to the live stream. Mike, thanks for joining. If you have any questions, please let us know. I'm Chip. This is Neil.
Hi.
And we are playing solo mode War for Indagar, and I am getting my ass kicked. Which I think is the sign of a true good solo game, is that it is not easy. All right, so we've healed. Helgoth has healed. The Spirit Walker is back. And so we'll see what the Spirit Walker is targeting right now. The Spirit Walker is targeting actives.
That's not bad for you.
That is not bad. Normally that would be terrible for most factions, but my faction is largely permanents and reactives. So
Yes.
I'm okay with this.
Yep.
What am I going to do? So I think that I need to... The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Vraska Hall. Like so. Oh, wait. I need to choose a strategy. And I'm going to choose +1 attack because I've got so many monsters to kill. This strategy is definitely playing... out to be one of my most impactful. It is very powerful.
You got to use what you got, right?
Yeah. So I will play into the from the shadows. This is the +1 attack strategy. I'm going to activate Vraska Hall. I'm going to play a reactive, which is Born in the Darkness. It costs 1 gold, 1 lumber, 1 ore, and it will summon all of my heroes back to my home base. So this is incredibly powerful for the Ramal nations. I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Mike, Beatrice, if you guys have just joined us, the Ramal nations play very much like a hit-and-run, smoke bomb, teleporty kind of faction. And so that'll allow me to go out, do some stuff, and then immediately kind of teleport back and defend my home base. Very powerful. I wish I could have done it a turn sooner, but I was kind of locked over there. But now we're here. We're going to mess Helgoth's world up.
So I had a question come across from a podcast I was doing earlier this week. We were talking about War of Indagar, and I had a person ask me if our factions were asymmetrical.
Yeah.
And the answer to that is to the extreme, right?
Yes, very different.
Yeah, and so I don't know why we never found that word asymmetrical. That's like the best way to describe our factions, right? They have entirely different abilities that allow them to function in entirely different ways. They favor different play styles heavily. They favor winning the game in different ways. That was just a good word, asymmetrical. I like it.
Dan, have a good night. Miss you, brother. Yes, this game is very asymmetrical. Every faction plays very differently. Every game largely plays very differently. The replayability here, I think, is second to only a tabletop miniature war game, where you're really the dynamism is so important. So we've activated the Twin Blades. We've teleported all our heroes over here. We're going to juice up and try to attack Helgoth, who's literally on my home tile. The guy is standing in my house. He is eating my breakfast, and he's got to die. So Twin Blades, 2 base, 1 for leveling up, 1 for each of my flanking bonuses, 1 for my strategy card, a +1 attack, and then I will have my permanent for another gold, another bonus, to put the Marauder to sleep. So I rolled 2, 3, 4 ones. So that's 6, 10, 12. So 12 damage. Helgoth has 2 defense. Rolls a 3. That is not enough, Helgoth. You are sent into retreat.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? And I'm not going to follow through. But that is enough to give me another level. And so take 1 off. Level up. More attack, because always more attack. When you're playing Remote Nations and you're playing against an AI, you really want to be doing as much damage as you can. But that, I think, is it for me. So that was Roscoe Hall. Now, the Spirit Walker has rolled that she is targeting active abilities. I have not played an active ability. And so that means that she is still sleeping, which is great. I've got 3 monsters in reserve that are not affecting me right now. I've got a sleeping monster that I have control over, who is only targeting active abilities. And so I'm looking at a pretty good opportunity to like expand and start to try to reclaim. I'm way down. This is turn 6. I have only 2 points. There is almost no chance of me winning this game. But I'm going to play it out.
Ricardo just joined us on the live stream.
Ricardo!
Just to let you know where we're at, Chip is currently demoing the solo play rules.
Yes.
We're supposed to be getting artwork for tonight, and we'll go up on the campaign page.
And I am playing hard mode. I am playing against all 4 AI in a scenario where I think the hardest of 4Xers are really going to have a lot of fun. They're really going to feel challenged, and I think it's going to be great. So I need to. Oh wait, first there is a resource there. So what can I do? What can I do? All right. So I'm going to activate Asahala. Asahala is going to move here. She is going to play Sandsea Shipment to gain 2 ore. I'm going to spend this resource to gain 3 gold. She's going to spend 2 of those gold to build an outpost. And then she's going to move 1 forward. All right, and that is her turn. Now, I still have not played an active, so the Spirit Walker stays asleep. All other AI monsters are off the board. So
for you. It's going to be good for you that you rolled active on the Spirit Walker.
Yeah, no, this is a game changer for sure. So I've got Little Snake. Little Snake is going to activate, and it's time for Little Snake to just start like moving around and trying to figure out what's out there on the board. Only has 2 movement at this point. I think that's about all I can do. So I'm up to 3 points. We're going into turn 7. I am so far behind the curve at this point, and we've got 2 more AIs coming in.
I'm trying to puzzle right now how you could win. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either. This is hard. This is really hard. I feel like I had some natural defenses, but just the combination of AI and the ways that they are able to kind of like stem my abilities to build. It's challenging. It's really challenging. It is a puzzle that I feel like I would need to play 4 or 5 times to be able to solve my way out of. All right. So if you're just joining us, we're going into the bottom of turn 7. So I need to unactivate. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I do get some additional blood points. Boom, boom, boom. I need to gain some resources. I've got 1 gold, 1 and 2 lumber, like so. I can heal a little bit. The Marauder flips over, and we've got 2 new monsters back on the board. one of the ways that I am thinking about how I can win this game is I do have all three of my heroes are in the same boat. They're level 2.
Yep.
They've got an experience. How can they win the game for me? It's important to note that when a monster comes back onto the board, it does level up. So each of these monsters is now +1 defense. All right, what can I do? I am going to activate. I'm going to activate Asahava. She is going to move here. She is going to spend 2 gold, build an outpost, and then she is going to move here, which unfortunately is not a free outpost. All right. Oh, and I'm gonna choose the raid strategy for this turn. I didn't mention that. The raid strategy is going to give me a +1 movement because really what I'm looking for now is free outposts to try to win this game.
Yep.
She will move 1 additional tile. Again, not a free outpost. Okay. So I have not played an active ability, so the Spear Walker continues to sleep. Oriana is going to slowly plod towards the Spirit Well, and then the Blighter is just looking to kill the world, and so moves here, blights, and goes on with her life. All right, next up, we've got Little Snake. Little Snake is going to go here. No free resource. Go here. A mountain. And largely lose her attacks. All right, so she is going to try to attack the Spirit Walker. In order to do so, I am going to play Born in Darkness, which is going to cost me 1 of each resource. That is going to suck the Blood Mage over to give me that flanking bonus. And we're going to attack the Blighter. So Little Snake has 3 attacks base, 2 additional attacks for the levels that she has gained, 1 additional attack for having a flanking bonus, giving her 6 attack. And
just average. Just average. Just what we need right now.
Just average. Yep. Is there anything else I can do right now? We'll see. I do have Fever Dreams open. So I rolled well. I rolled 3, 6, 10, 12. I do have the ability called Fever Dreams, which allows me to re-roll 2 dice. I'm going to use that, re-roll my ones. And I got a massive roll out of that. So I got 3, 6, 9, plus another 6, which is 15. 15 against the Blighter. And so the Blighter is coming back at me with 3 defense. Rolls, what is that, 7? So 7, 15, 8. 8 damage against the Blighter. That'll do it. Blighter is dead. Long live the Blighter. Huge move, I think, for me. And so that'll move me there. That will give me 3 more experience, which is not enough to level me up, but is enough to get me very close. And so what you saw was 1 movement, 2 movement, a free movement. So I do have a 3rd movement. Unfortunately, it is not a free outpost. All right. So that leaves, I have not yet played an active. So the Spear Walker is asleep. Oriana is going to move 1 closer to the Spear Well, and I am left with Vraz Gahal. So Vraz Gahal is going to activate. And he is going to, what is he going to do? Use this resource.
This is going to be super tough for you because you really need to get your guys to level 3, but you also really need to lay some outposts down.
And I'm out of resources too.
Yes. This is going to be super tough.
All
so
right.
if you're just joining us, Chip is demoing the solo mode rules. He's playing it on hard, which means he has to deal with all 4 AI at the same time.
It is hard.
And hard it is.
So I think I need to just literally just like book it to a corner and try to like prepare for a late game move, I think. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to run over there. I can use my Sandsea shipment to gain 2 ore. activating that card, and then I'm done for the turn. So I will unactivate. Boom, boom, boom. I will heal a little bit, like so. I will flip the blighter over. Bob comes in. I'll pick a new strategy, +1 attack, which I think is going to be really important for me. And then I'll gain some resources. So I've got 1, 2, 3 lumber, which is a weird choice for Ramal. And then
check what you can get. Check what you can get.
I know, and 1 gold. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be real tough. So I know that Bob is going to try to attack an outpost. So I need to stop him from doing so. So I'm going to activate Vraska Hall. Vraska Hall is going to go here, which is a plane, and here, which is a free outpost. Dun, dun, dun. So that is good. That is an important thing for me.
That's at least giving you some options. So, people don't know what Chip's trying to do is he's trying to get 10 primacy points in 10 turns. And outposts are worth 1 primacy, so that's a big help right now.
Yeah. And we are on turn 8. So I only have 2 turns to do so. Luckily, I do have 3, 4, 5 outposts, 5 points. And in addition, what I'm going to do is I am going to drag a hero over to me. I'm going to drag Asahaba. So I'm going to play Born in the Darkness for a gold, lumber, and ore. That'll pull Asahaba over. And that'll give me a flanking bonus. And I'm thinking I gotta just try to punch Bob down.
Yeah, you need to get him off the houses, that's for sure.
Yeah. So let's do that. All right. So Vraska Hall has 2 base, 2 additional for leveling up, 1 for the flanking bonus, 1 for the strategy, and I think that's about it. Oh, no gold, but I'll turn in 3 lumber for 1 gold, spend that gold on Ultimate Warrior. Thanks. Thank you, Neil. All right, 7 dice. And I rolled pretty well. I rolled really well, actually. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. So 17 going on Bob. I feel like that's good. I don't need to blow Fever Dreams yet. So,
no, you've got it.
So Bob's going to roll 3 in return. Rolls a 5. So that just schlacks Bob. That the Marauder is dead. Long live the Marauder. In addition, Vraska Hall gains an additional experience point every time he wins a combat. So I would win 3. I'm going to win 4. That is my 3rd level skadoosh. And that is a primacy point for me. Wow, that was massive. That was a massive turn.
Huge.
Woo! All right. What did I lock here? So I locked that. In addition, I'm going to play Sandsea Shipment. It's free. I'm going to get 2 ore out of that. All right. So I have not yet played an active, which is so huge because the Spirit Walker is still asleep. Oriana, she's going to move here. I'm not worried about Oriana at this point. She's not going to be able to do enough damage over the turn to affect me. So I'm going to let her just kind of roam free. The Blighter still out of commission for 1 more turn. So it's back up to my turn. And what am I going to do? I think I don't have enough resources to build an outpost, which is challenging.
Yeah. You mind the Spirit Well, you can get there for Oriana.
I cannot get there. All right, what can I do? I am going to play... Yeah, see, I'm resource starved right now. I have all of these abilities that could be advantageous to me, but are not able to be played right now. So I'm going to play Little Snake. I'm going to move around. Oh, local traders. No. Oh, that is devastating. So local traitors, not traders, that causes all of my strategy cards to be activated, which is devastating. I'm going to play there, and unfortunately, kind of out of moves. So that's that turn, and then we've got Spearwalker again, still kind of chilling. Oriana's going to move here, attack the Spirit Well. Does 1 damage in 1 ring, hits my house, but unfortunately does not damage, or fortunately for me, does not damage the house. So we're still okay. And then we've got Asahaba. So Asahaba's last turn. She can't really like get around, so I'm just going to see what this tile is. And luckily for me, it is a free outpost. Huge. Huge.
It's possible.
It's possible. I'm at 7 points now out of a possible 10 points. I like need to like take a break. I'm exhausted. The other reason that this was a huge play is this is Bob's home tile. And now because I am occupying that tile, Helgoth cannot come back in. This is one of the really important things about the way that our AI operates. If you can siege their home tile, you prevent them from coming in. So this is just massive for me. This is like game-changingly good. And so that is the end of turn 8. We're on to turn 9. I am 3 points away from winning. I'm like on the doorstep. The Blighter is going to come in.
You can do it.
You can do it. So I'm going to unactivate everything. Oh, man. I'm giddy with anticipation. I hope everybody that's watching understands how just like game-changingly awesome this is going to be if I win this game. God, what am I going to do? So I heal a little bit. That's good. I add another spirit to the Spirit Well, which is fine. And Bob's good. Spirit Walker is good. Blighter is back. Strategy. What am I going to choose for a strategy? I feel like I need to be punchy. I feel like I need to kill Oriana. And potentially also the Spirit Walker. Can I do that? Yeah, I need to do that. Because that'll give me another point.
So close.
Okay, I've got to play my +1 attack. I need more damage. I need to be able to put some damage onto the Spear Walker. So let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, I've got a plan. I've got a plan, Neil. There is a plan. All right, so I'm actually going to ignore the Spear or the Blighter, I think. I think I'm just going to let her blight things and just let her stay busy with the board. So I need to generate some resources. I've got a gold, 3 lumber, 4 lumber, 2 gold. So 2 gold, 4 lumber. Right off the bat, I'm going to play my Sand Sea Shipment to gain 2 additional ore. And I will lock that one. All right, I am going to play with Little Snake. I'm going to go boom, boom. No, I can go through a mountain. Boom, boom. A boom, 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 boom. And that's going to pull... What am I going to do? I'm going to play Born in the Darkness, which is going to cost 1 of each resource. That is going to pull my other heroes over there. Pulling Asahaba there. She will take 2 damage, which is no biggie. And pulling Froska Hall over there. Please don't be a mountain. Oh, yeah, it's a plane. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Woo! All right. So pulling them over there, and now I'm going to kill Oriana. So I've got 3 base, 2 for my levels, 2 for flanking, and 1 for my strategy for a mess of dice.
This ought to get it done.
All right. I did roll incredibly poorly. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I need to play Fever Dreams, which is going to cost me gold and an ore. I will roll 2 of my dice again. Oh God, I rolled 1s again.
No.
It's all coming to pass.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right, so 3, 6, 9, 12, and Oriana has 4 dice in return.
How could it end like this?
How could it end like this? I'm throwing dice on the ground. I'm so angry. She rolls. Okay, so
we just had Denver join us on the stream.
So she rolled 8 to 12, so she will take 4 damage, which is not. That is enough to level me, actually. You know what? That's plenty. I will allow it, because really all I was here for was an additional level.
There we go.
So that is 1 more point, moving me up to 8. Hold on, I gotta get the dice. I'm throwing all over the board. If you are just joining us, I'm in the fight of my life. I'm trying to win this game. I will likely fail. All right. So that was Fever Dreams, also locked.
Swing it. So Chip is playing solo mode right now. He's playing
Solo mode.
And I am here as Max Hedren because I am out of town.
Yeah. All right. So hold on. I'm getting messages from the ether. The ether. I do have the ether. All right. All right. What am I going to do? So the blighter is going to blight. They always move left. Or no, sorry. The spirit walker will spirit walk. She will take that one. She will do 2 damage to everything. That dirty temptress, which will do 2 damage to each of my heroes because I moved them into base combat with her. But that's okay because we have a ton of hit points. And she will mine the spirit well, as I mentioned. The blighter will move here, will blight. I can't control the blighter at this point. There's very little I can do. So back to my turn. And I am going to move. Oh, you know what this is going to come down to, Neil? This is going to come down to random board exploration.
Good luck. There's only 1 free house left.
I know. Okay, so I'm going to move Asahaba. Asahaba's going to go boom, boom. I'm going to spend 6 resources. I'm going to turn 3 lumber, 3 ore into 2 gold. I will spend those 2 gold to build an outpost. Oh, you know what? And I actually don't have any more outposts.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I can win this game. Man.
So close.
So close. So this is like an important game making thing. So in our game box, each faction comes with a specific number of outposts. And the reason for that is because we don't want people to just think that building outposts is their only path to victory, as I'm trying to do right now. And so it is incredibly important to have a limited number of outposts to just kind of dictate, like both fluff-wise, you can't just be building willy-nilly, but also to really kind of drive game balance. And so I have played my last level 1 outpost. I have no additional level 1 outposts. I will have an opportunity. It's only game turn 9. I will have 1 full game turn remaining, with which I can attempt to, do some additional things. But this is a big hamper on me. This is pretty significant. And so yeah, here I am. And so we've got Oriana still on the spirit well, the blighter moving and blighting, kind of like free reign at this point. There's nothing I can do about it. So that is the end of game turn 9. We're on to game turn 10. I am at 8 points. I need to get 2 points over the course of this game turn. So we are going to unlock everything. We're going to gain some resources, which is good. I'm going to get 1, 2 gold. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lumber, which is like an unnecessary amount of lumber. Bob is still locked out because his home tile is trapped. Oriana is still there chilling, and I need to kill her this turn. Otherwise, she will destroy my houses.
So we have a plan here, Chip, or are we just living on a prayer at this point?
No, we have a plan. We definitely have a plan.
All right.
Yeah. I need to... Well, let's say there is a plan. I just haven't come upon it yet.
Okay. I'll start praying to the dice gods for you.
Okay, so here's my plan. I am going to try to kill the Spirit Walker, the Enchantress, with my Blood Mage. In doing so, that will level my Blood Mage up to 3.
All right.
Further, it will allow me... Hold on, and I'm choosing the raid strategy, so I have +1 movement. Further, it will allow me to capture the spirit on the spirit well before it is mined, thus turning that spirit into the resources. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, because you really need an upgrade. How far away is Asahaba leveling up? Is she 3 away or 2 away?
3 away.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, that won't work. Yeah, because you really need to upgrade so that you can free up a house. But we're at 8 points, right?
I have 8 points.
How many blood points you got?
I should have 1 additional, so I have 6.
All right, so 6 is a turn in, but you'd have to give up a +1 movement, right? So you could go with the 6 turn in. That would put you at 9. And then if you kill the Enchantress with Asahaba, that would level 3. That would put you at 10.
Yep, I think that's a plan.
That's the plan.
All right.
That's the plan.
So I'm going to choose Blood Sands Thaumaturgy. Yes, we can do this. We can do this. I will not lose tonight. We can choose Blood Sands Thaumaturgy, which is my ability to, it's my strategy to turn in 6 blood points at any one time to gain a primacy. So we're going to do that right off the jump. We're just going to turn those in, and we're at 9. And so now everything in this game relies on me being able to kill Oriana. So I am going to activate Asahaba. Boom, boom. She is going to take 2 damage, which hurts because it puts her at a number of damage where she can no longer use her masochist ability. However, I can heal.
Heal.
I can't heal. I don't have enough resources.
No.
This game is working out so well.
No.
All right.
Darkness. Born in the darkness.
Oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
How much? Or is Oriana packing right now? I think she's at 4, right?
She is at 4, but she does have 3 wounds on her already.
3 damage, so we need to give it a chance. Just saying there's a chance, you need 6 attack dice. That's what you need.
I think I can do that. So Asahaba has 1 base, 2 for her level, 2 additional for the flanking bonus. She's going to do a metabolic enhancement, which is 2 gold and 1 lumber, which gives her another die and allows her to re-roll a die.
There we go. There we go.
Locking that ability. And
Don't roll like crap. Or if you do roll like crap, roll it for Oriana's defense.
what else can I do?
You can do it.
You can do it. I can spend. Oh, I can't. I can't do it. I can't blood golem. All right, so that's pretty much all I can do. So, like I said, Asahaba, 1 base, 2 additional for levels, 2 additional for flanking, 1 additional for metabolic enhancement, rolling 6 dice. I cannot reroll any. I have locked that strategic ability. This is the end of the game. There is no more marbles to be thrown.
Here it goes.
I rolled okay. I rolled well. All right, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, above average.
Good roll, 14. All right.
And so we've got 4 coming back in return.
4 coming back.
And she rolled straight average, 8.
You got it.
So that is it. 14 minus 8 is, what is that, 6? She's already got damage on her. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. The witch is dead. Ding dong. Motherfucker. Ding dong. The witch is dead. So that gives me enough experience to level up, giving me my 3rd level, giving me my 10th privacy point. Yes. Man. Woo. All right. That was crazy. That was one of the funnest solo games I have ever played in my life. I'm not just saying that because I designed it. He designed it mostly, so it's his fault. No, that was amazing. That was like there were ups, there were downs, there were emotional swings. There was man, that was intense. Neil, what do you think?
Good. Hey, that's a 10th turn. You get 1 shot. 1 shot.
You only get 1 shot, 1 opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. So will you capture it, or will you let it slip?
That's it.
Oh, man.
Blocking Helgoth was critical, by the way. Like, just game changing. Critical.
No, I mean, both of these houses over here were fortuitous. I did say I needed to like get out there and explore the world a little bit to sow my wild oats, which was just so impactful. Getting those 2 houses, blocking Helgoth was huge. The Spirit Walker being trapped on actives, also huge. I did use an active this turn, but you know what? Fuck you. Sorry, children, if you're up late watching this. My language. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, just like there were some things that fell in my favor, and I got to tell you, like I'm like jittery with excitement right now. I honestly think that was one of the best kind of like solo games I've ever played. That was so awesome. So yeah, there it is. There was solo play, hard mode, 4 monsters. I somehow pulled it out at the end. Managed to beat them back with a little help from Neil, guiding me through some tumultuous scenarios. But that was it, man. I think my faction helped a lot. It allowed me to kind of move around the board to interact with the monsters as I needed to. Asahaba being able to masochist when she needed to get powerful. All 3 of my heroes ended up at level 3, which was huge. I got 2 free houses, which was huge. I was able to finally turn in some blood points, like literally everything right at the very bitter end, nail-biting victory. I think it was great. So I don't know if anybody else on the line has any additional questions, has any additional thoughts. Would love to get this game in the hands of people to play solo mode. This was a 47-tile board, so there was a lot of tiles out there. The box is going to come with, what do we got? We started with 67. We unlocked 6 more.
73.
What's that?
73 nowadays.
73 tiles. So you're getting 73 tiles. These tiles are like heavy-duty, like chipboard tiles. Our box weighs a ton. I don't know if people have realized how much all of these tiles weigh. This is going to be a heavy box. People are going to get this in the mail and be like, this feels good. But yeah, no, this was amazing. I am so pumped. I'm like jazzed right now. So yeah, unless we got any other questions though, I'm good to finish drinking this beer, answer a few more questions. I see Dan still on the channel. Anybody else would love to, in the last few minutes, kind of like ask me anything if you have questions. Otherwise, this might be it for the night.
I think that's it. There's no questions on the chat, so I think we are good.
Awesome. Well, one final shout out, Dan Hopper. Thanks for everything. You pushed us over our $24,000 stretch goal. Woo! Which is huge. That's going to be language translations, a free mini, and linen cards. Linen cards is going to be a huge deal because these cards are big. These cards are really big, and they feel good like this, but man, are they going to feel sweet with that linen finish. And so if that's it, I am Neil. Sorry, he is Neil. I am Chip. I am so freaking out about my victory in this game. That's Neil. I'm Chip. We're Happy Gorilla Game Studios playing War for Indagar. Thank you for watching. Thank you for pledging.
If you any type of tree, what type of tree would you be?
All right. We'll see you guys next time.